welcome to Friday Nights with Emma. Hope everybody is doing well. Yeah, give everybody a minute to join. We're, doing some borders tonight. So Mike is on camera as usual. Give us a little thumbs up, little hello, little heart. Let us know that you're there. Just if I join, got my wine. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna be doing some borders while waiting for everybody to join. Then I'll talk everybody through what.
Joanne and Mum Maureen.
Oh, hi Joanne, Mum Maureen. Hi, happy Friday.
Carol.
Hi Carol.
Jackie.
Hi Jackie, how you doing?
Anne.
Hi Anne.
Susan.
Hi Susan.
Sue.
Hi Sue.
Diane.
Oh, hi Diane.
Gail.
Hi Gail.
Annette.
Hi Annette. Hi. Hope everybody's nice down there.
Did you crack your phone some more?
Possibly.
Diamond.
Hi Shirley.
Christine from Glasgow.
Oh, hi Christine from Glasgow.
Christine.
Hi Christine.
Yeah,
Another Christine, yeah.
Terry.
Hi Terry.
Judy.
Oh, hi Judy.
And Debbie.
Hi Debbie.
Kate.
Hi Kate. Hello.
Christine.
Hi Christine.
Karen says your quilt top for tomorrow looks lovely.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I've got a green one to do as well, so there'll be the green one as well. But yeah.
Sandra from Glasgow.
Oh, hi Sandra from Glasgow. Hi.
Iona.
Hi Iona.
Julie.
Hi Julie.
Judith.
Hi Judith.
Our Natalie.
Hi Natalie. Hi Evie and Molly.
Andrea.
Hi Andrea. Oh, there's Link. There's a closed door, so he's got to complain.
And Christine says looking forward to Sewing Street tomorrow.
Yay, yes, I'm all ready.
Dawn.
Get packed. Hi Dawn. Mike is excited. Mike is going to have his best frock on.
Annette says you're both ready for the grand day out tomorrow.
He's playing it coy. He's like, harumph. But I know inside he's like a little giggly schoolgirl because he's going to meet Mr. Scott.
And speaking of the devil, John Scott says, shouldn't you be in bed? Jane.
Hi, John.
Beverly. And Beverly asks, what are we doing today?
Okay. So we are following on from last week where I'm attaching a pieced border onto my...
Claudia.
Oh, hi Claudia. One of my lockdown quilts that I did. Now this is my... I'm just doing scraps, so it's not planned, it's not a pattern, it's just scraps
Barbara.
that I'm using up. Oh, hi Barbara. Hope you're feeling better.
John says bring your own coffee and milk.
Okay, fair enough.
I was promised food and victuals.
That's after.
Oh,
That's
okay.
on the way out.
Sandy is watching.
Hi Sandy. Yes, so I started with the star in the middle, and I've just been adding pieced borders as I go with a plain border in between. Hello Link. Now the reason, well, not only because I'm not doing a plain border in between only because I like it, which I do, but also it makes it easy.
Margaret.
Oh, hi Margaret. When you're doing something pieced, especially like these squares.
John said he could walk to Greg's and McDonald's.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the McDonald's. I did tell him about Subway and Greg's. I forgot about the McDonald's. So you see, you've got choices. Nothing but choices.
Nothing but the best.
Yeah. So this is the next piece board I'm going to add on. Now.
Your brother is watching.
Oh, hi Simon.
Dinah says she has her vaccination tomorrow morning.
Oh, yay. Okay, well, be prepared for what I've heard from, not Mum, but Simon. Sunday might be a bit rough. Simon had his last Saturday. Was it last Saturday? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, and we did think it was maybe just him being Simon.
I apologize about the camera work, but I'm trying to dodge a cat.
Okay, anyway, so yes, so piece border. So, if I were going to put a piece border on here, normally you'd have to work out exactly the size of the squares and the triangles that you need in order to get it the length that you need. Exactly. I find it's easier to do your piece border first, make it end up being bigger.
Your mum is watching.
Oh, hi, Mum.
Diane is watching. And Caroline is watching.
Hi, Caroline. Make it bigger than your actual quilt top, because you're going to want it to be, be able to go all the way around. So you can see it. It's bigger than my quilt top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a plain border between this one and this one. And that's what I'm calculating the size for. It's easier to sort of retrofit it with a plain border in between than it is working out exactly the size of the squares that you need and triangles to make the piece border fit. If that makes sense. So I'll do your piece border first and then figure out how much the plain border needs to be. Now, when I say how much the plain border needs to be, I'm talking about the width of the border. So from here to here. Because the length is already determined by the size of the quilt, it's how wide that border needs to be that we have to calculate. Okay, so I had some maths. Sorry. It's not too complicated.
Your brother says Catherine had hers today and she's wiped out now.
Oh, yeah. So I definitely have heard day after.
And Terry says just had a sore arm for a couple days after the jab. And Jackie said Simon's the first person I heard who's had a bad reaction.
Well. I'm holding all comment on that. Okay, anyway, the maths. Because I do like a bit of maths. So, I don't know if you can see my formula, but I will walk you through it. So, you need to measure, I don't know if you can see that, you need to measure your border size first, the length of your border. So what I did, where's my border? I've lost it now.
Christine said had the COVID. I've had COVID.
Oh.
And I've had the jab and was really unwell for a week. Not as bad as COVID, no.
Oh, yeah, see, that's the thing.
And Caroline asked, what size are those triangles, please? Lorraine from Kent is watching.
Oh, hi, Lorraine. These ones are, I did them, so I showed them last week. I did them from, I think it's a 7-inch square or 8-inch square. When you do multiple at once. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, catch up last week. 'Cause I did show how to do the triangles last week, but they are unfinished. They're 3.5 inches square. Basically my half square triangles. So I did use my tape measure rather than this. I don't think I've got a oh, I do. Although I use my other tape measure, so we'll see how it works. So I measured it first. I measured this one first, and normally I would lay it out on a flat table. This is a bit of a rough guesstimate, although I've already measured it, so I know how big it is. Link! Somebody's chewing the other end of the tape measure. So this is, this tape measure is a lot different, is it?
It should all be the same.
It should all be the same. Where's my oh, I had my notes from earlier. I had all my original calculations on it. And I transferred them, so let me see. Did I put that? No. So on the other tape measure that I had, it came up at 52 3/4. And this is coming up at 53 3/4. I'll measure the top as well. So let me do that again. Thank you, Link.
And there's a mix of people saying they have had symptoms, have not had reactions. Some haven't, some haven't.
Yeah. Well, now they're looking into batches, aren't they? Especially with the clots. And that says 54. So, okay, we'll see. Let me jot it down. Because I had measured it at 52, so let's say 53 3/4. So I measure that first. And then I measured all of the sides of my quilt because invariably they won't all be exactly the same.
Terry says tape measures can stretch with use.
Yeah, well this was the one that I used was a freebie, but it's a proper like metal tape measure, so that could also be it. link. And that is, oh, that's coming in about right, 47, let's see, 47 and a half. That was one of the measurements I had. So I took the measurement of all 4 sides and then I averaged it, I have to admit. So I added them all up together and I divided it by 4 to allow for the fudge factor. Okay, so maybe it is a little bit. So that was 47 and a half, that's 48. It may work out the same.
Joanne says Adam Savage from Mythbusters has a tattoo of a tape measure on his arm.
Oh.
Not something I would want.
No. One of them passed away. Oh, it was the young kid, wasn't it, that passed away? I loved.
Yeah, the one who did Sulu in the New Adventures.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And Claudia says it was free as the measurements weren't 100%.
Clearly.
And Jeanette says, hello, sorry, haven't been able to get in touch. Still not well. Hope we are both keeping well.
Oh. Yeah, we've been very lucky. We've been very lucky. Let's see, so we'll get there. So we'll do it on the new measurements then. Then we'll go through all the maths together. And that's just 48. So that's actually okay. So not too bad actually. That's actually better measurements than my first time around. So, oh, you've got it. Oh, jeez. Now I have to do some calculations. So if we'll say 48. Oh dear, I hate doing subtraction. That's the one thing.
48 from what?
53 3/4 minus 48.
Oh, sorry. 5 1/4.
Probably. I think I measured it at 5 1/2. Maybe 3.
Christine says, can anyone remember the program in the 1960s called The Rag Trade? And the famous saying, never mind the quality, free the width.
No, that's before my time. The only thing I can remember from watching in the 70s was probably Bankless.
60s.
Oh, 60s. Oh, yeah, that's definitely before. Sorry, before my time. Yeah.
Valerie says 5 3/4.
Yeah, that's what I just got it. I was going the other way. I was going from 48 up. 5 3/4. Okay.
Tina's watching.
So that is the difference.
Oh, Debbie says, sorry, feel the width.
Oh. That's my trim. Yes, so 5 3/4. That's the difference between. So, if we put it on here again. Remember when I held it up and it was. I suppose you could measure it. Hold them up against each other, pin them together and just measure the difference as well. But that's the difference there. So that'll be 5 3/4, that flappy bit. Now, because you're not going to have it even on this end and very long on the other, we're going to centre it, aren't we? So we need to divide that by 2. I might actually just round it up to 6 as a fudge factor, which is what I think I had. So we'll round that up to probably not. Let's see. So it actually divided by 2. It's going to be. It's even worse.
Christine says you should ask Alexa your maths question.
2 7/8, isn't it? I hate. This is why I like the metric system. It's so much easier than doing it with.
Convert the fractions to decimals.
Yeah, but then I don't know what. Well, an eighth. What's that?
0.125.
Okay.
Judith says 2.87.
2.87. So that would be 2 and 7/8, or is that 2 and
2 and 7/8. Yes.
Okay. Oh, so I did have it right the first time. Yay. Okay. So that's 2 and 7/8, and then we add. Ooh, let's go that way.
You have a master's degree in science.
I'm not doing too badly, okay? And then we add 1/4 of an inch for the seam allowance. So it is going to be 3 and 1/8.
Joanne says maths on a Friday night.
I know. Cootie math. So 3 and 1/8 is how wide they need to be. I think I've actually cut them already to 3 1/4, which will be good enough.
Sarah is watching.
Oh, hi Sarah. We'll see how it
Joan
works.
is watching.
We'll see how it works. But that's a general idea. If you followed it.
Didn't you have a calculator here?
Yeah, it's on my phone.
Oh.
Right. So I'm just going to sew these strips together.
Joanne says the grape juice will help.
Yes. Make it all go away. Actually, maths was the one subject that I really did enjoy actually at uni. Actually, not the only one, but I tend to like maths better than words.
Isn't it just math?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh.
There is only one math.
It's mathematics.
But there is only one math. There's not multiple maths.
There are. It's mathematics. That's why it's math.
Math.
Whoa. Whoa. Well, we'll see what the ladies think, or the quilters think.
Judith says, I've now lost track of what we're doing this for. And Christine says, maths on a Friday evening with a gin and tonic doesn't work. Laura asks, evening almost to start. What are we making? Not sure yet.
We are, well, we're going to see if it works. I've just done some maths. And I am making borders. Oh, that's that for that. Making borders to go around my quilt. So it fills the gap between my pieced border and my quilt top. And we're about to see whether it's going to work or not.
So everybody's saying it's maths.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, except for Diamond. She says,
yeah,
I am
Shirley.
right. I am right.
Okay.
So is maths short for mathematics or the plural of math?
It's mathematics, short for mathematics.
Okay. Christine says maths. You're in the UK now.
Thank you, ladies. Backing me up. I can't remember what it was in France. I don't think it's shortened.
No, it wouldn't be, would it?
No, I think it's but it's not. It's a th, but they don't say the th, so it's mathématique. And you don't say the s at the end either.
What?
You don't say the s at the end of French words, plurals.
Oh,
the s is silent.
Oh, okay. And Lorraine says, what day is it? And Marion says, maths anytime is good. It's the argument about math or maths that gives everyone headaches.
Yes, and you're the one that started that. I'm pointing at Mikey, but it's not pointing at you guys. So right now all I'm doing is I'm just sewing my strips together so that it's wide enough to make the border. I mean long enough, rather.
And Christine says, every day is a school day.
It is true.
And Diana is saying her son is listening and laughing. Naughty boy. And Joanne says, I think math is short for mathematics, and she said, so math is technically the right term, in her opinion.
Ooh. Controversial. I'm just pulling my mat out so I can just give them a quick press. Press these seams. I don't know how you guys do it, but when I am adding a little piece to my borders to make them wider, rather than having, because this is quite a short piece that you need, it's only slightly wider than the width of a strip, I actually just cut a strip in half, and then I put that little bit bang in the middle, so that it's bang in the middle on my quilt, so it's a bit more symmetric. For me, I just like the way it looks a little bit better than having a full strip, and then a tiny little piece on one end with the seam on one end. I guess it doesn't really matter in the long run, but it's just the way I do it. Now for the side pieces, the length, the little bit of gap that you need that's shorter than the width of the strip is longer. So for those I've just joined them together. Where are they? These ones. So I've got a width of strip, and then it's a longer piece, so I've just joined it with one. Oh, where's my batty? Did I take it downstairs? Oh, I've got pins here anyway.
Diana says, Adam, the boy in the room, suggests we call it numeracy or calculus. Calculus.
Oh, that is what they call it in French. Calcul. It's not calculus, but it's calcul, which is like calculations, basically. It just jogged my memory. Oh. At least in primary school it was called calcul. Okay, now move that out of the way. Put that aside for now. That goes up there. Now, this is how I do my borders. Here's my pins. These are a bit big. These are my pink stabbies. There we go. Let me find the centre. That right there. And then this, not that strip, not that strip, one of these. I need one of these. Find the centre of that. I'm just going to put those together so they're relatively centred. If you're missing it tonight, borders bit, I'm going to show, I'll hopefully get around to showing borders tomorrow when I do the quilt top. Yeah, so I'm just laying them flat against each other. I find this is easier than measuring and cutting, and I find it's a little bit safer, because if you are a bit off, then you've still got that length on your border that you haven't trimmed off yet, rather than cutting them exact. Although saying that, there is a part on the quilt tomorrow morning where you do have to cut it exact, because it has a corner post in the border. Ooh, that's a bit just. I was going to cut it a little bit longer, but that is like, I don't think I could have. I haven't actually measured that, but look at that. Let's hope the other side is alright. It's a little bit longer on this side. Oh no, it's just about just. Whoa. That is jammy. That was not planned. I'll put my hands up to that. There we go. Got it all pinned. Now I'm going to sew my 1/4 inch edge on, 1/4 inch seam allowance on. I'm going to have the border on up. So basically I sew it like this. So the quilt is underneath and the border is on the top. That helps to prevent the wavy borders. There you go. Save that for me. Let me have a little. Oops.
Christine says she bets you couldn't do that again.
No. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it fits on the other side. Because this side, in theory, should be the same. The opposite end. I think I might have to do another demo on a pieced border on this one. I think this one's going to grow with pieced borders. I've got a book of pieced borders with some that I've been wanting to try. So this might be a good chance. Well, I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. Ours was quiet. I can't remember what we did now. Oh, it was cauliflower cheese, your favourite. Lunch at Mum's, because we're in Mum's bubble.
Sue asked, do you use a walking foot at all for piecing?
I don't tend to for piecing. I don't tend to use a walking foot unless I've got a few layers. Not with cotton. I do from sewing jersey. Then I will use a walking foot for sewing. There we go. But otherwise I only really use it for quilting. But that's not to say that you can't piece with a walking foot. The only reason I don't tend to use it for piecing is it's hard for me to judge on the one I've got where the 1/4 inch seam allowance is. So that's why I don't tend to do it with that one very much. But you can, unless Dawn has a faff and she has a walking foot integrated into her machine, so it's kind of built in. You can turn it on and off. It's on and offable, but it's already built in.
Christine asks, can anyone recommend somewhere where she could buy some tartan tweed?
Oh, how much do you want? I find actually for a lot of things like that, eBay is quite good, and they have some proper like Harris tweed. But there was a lady on the UK Quilters D-Stash group that was selling packs of tweed squares. I got one because I want to use it to recover one of my chairs.
Sue said it. She finds it helps her.
Oh, the walking foot. Yes, definitely. If you've got it and you can get on with it piecing, then yeah, definitely would be a good thing to help prevent that. Remember, I keep telling everybody about the bottom runs faster than the top. It prevents that from happening a little bit more, so you can get a little bit more accuracy. Because sometimes when you're piecing something together and it just doesn't want to go together, it's not because you've not cut right, it's not because you haven't sewn it right, it's literally, it's just the way that the machine behaves. It's always amazing. I was looking at how this narrow blue border's coming out. When you see it on the quilt, just as is, it doesn't look very much. But when you see it between the white, it's like it really does make it frame it really nicely. Actually, I'm just thinking of this would be a good way of doing a sampler border quilt. So you know how you have a sampler quilt, you do different blocks. Wouldn't it be cool to have a quilt where you start off with a very small block in the middle, just as your central medallion, and then everything else around it is a pieced border? You'd soon get your pieced borders worked out. Look at that, and I just barely need to trim maybe 1/8 of an inch off the end there.
Joan asked, do you always press the seams to one side and then join on the border?
I do. I do that for most quilting. Always press it to the side. It depends on the block. Sometimes it helps to press them open. But yeah, I do always do that. Now, what I'm going to do, for efficiency's sake, I'm going to pin the next border, but only a little bit. So this is what I want.
Judy asked, could we have a sew along with borders?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. I do like a medallion quilt anyway. It's one of my favourite. I just think it's nice to add and add and add. The only thing that's tricky about it, if you're planning something, because this is all scraps, so I'm just making do and mend with fabrics from the same sort of collection, is calculating, if you want it all to match, calculating out your yardage to begin with before you start, that's going to be tricky. But if you do it scrappy.
Karen says pin.
I'm not a pinner. Okay, I'm just going to pin a little bit of this side borders because we don't need to have them fully sewn on to show you, to see if it's actually going to work or not. So I'm just going to pin them on a little bit and then sew it down a little bit. Yeah, I'll do it this way. So what I was looking for, just so you know, so on this one that I've pinned, the shorter piece I've put towards this end. On this side, the shorter piece I'm putting to the other end. So I've got the long piece that I'm pinning on this corner, just so it evens out where the seams are. Spreads them out a little bit. That's the word I'm looking for. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Right.
Christine says your pins are a great size. They remind her of the hat pins her mum used to use.
Oh, yeah. These are actually corsage pins. I got them from work because we get a discount, so I've ordered quite a few boxes. But if you want to buy some, the website, you can buy all sorts of floristry things, is Oasis Home and Hobby. OasisHomeandHobby.com. You can find all sorts of things. You can buy the foam, green foam, corsage pins, flower food, all sorts. These are the pins I use to pin the quilts onto the long arm quilter. So that's one side, and I'll press it out in a minute. And we just need to do this one in little ways. Are you back, Link? Oh, look at him. Oh, he's being a good kitty. Who's being a good kitty? That will do for now. Oops. There we go. Hello, Link. Oh, who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? He still needs his nails cut though, don't you, mister? Ooh, don't want to.
Christine says when she drops her pins, they disappear into the black hole with the odd socks.
Mine are too big for that. Although sometimes they do go.
They go for walkies too.
They do. And you usually find them for me.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. Oh. He's a good boy. Alright then, now.
Joanne asks, is Link still sitting on the shoulders, or has that phased past?
No, he still does that. He likes to climb on the banister and then wait for you to walk by and then try and climb on your shoulders. Don't you? Show him, Papa. So I'm being cute and cuddly, Papa. Yes. You're a good kitty. Right, let's see if this worked. So, I think I'm going to put it this way.
Lorraine says she keeps hearing an iron pinging. I kept looking at mine, thought I hadn't unplugged it,
Oh.
then realized it's your iron.
It's my iron, yeah. And there it goes. I'm just pinning less than I normally would. It's like, oh. It's too short. It's too narrow. I'm so sad. My maths weren't right. So I am. If I added the ½ inch.
Maybe you should use math next time.
So I am about ½ inch short. Darn it.
It's pretty big.
That is pretty big. That is pretty big. But that's okay. I will fix it.
Elaine asks, does this only work on a square quilt?
I'm trying to think. No, you could do it on a rectangular quilt. You just need to, you'll have to work out both sides. So you'll do top and bottom and then side to side with that same math. You won't be able to take one calculation for the whole thing. You'll have two numbers to work out, basically. So depending on the size of your pieced border, you might not have an even plain border all the way around, if that makes sense. It might be narrower on the top and bottom, or wider on the top and bottom than the sides. But yeah, in my case, it didn't work anyway. So I'm very disappointed. So I'm gonna have to figure out again.
Sandra asks, are they special quilting pins you are using?
Oh.
No, they're the...
Well, no, they're not. They're corsage pins, so they're quite thick. That's why I don't usually use them for this sort of thing. I usually use them for pinning quilts onto the long arm quilter leaders. But yeah, these are just corsage pins. Yeah, but they are nice and sturdy.
Karen says, Link is such a cutie. Our neighbor's cat has been on our roof this afternoon chasing magpies.
Aww. So what I'll have to do is what I'll probably do is take one of these pieced borders off, center this, and then do something different around the corner to match it up. Maybe a plain cream. I do have some of that I can do. So I'm going to have to rethink that. Well, didn't work out. Sorry, guys.
Sue says they are like the ones you sometimes get at Lidl and Aldi.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Those long ones. They are... I don't have another one here. The little... Do I have any on here? No, these are all just clips, aren't they? Yeah, the ones you get from Lidl and Aldi, you sometimes get them free in the magazines as well. Those, I do like those. They're a little bit thinner than these. These are a little bit longer, a little bit thicker. So not the best for, I'll show you. The ones you get at Aldi and Lidl are a little bit more like that one. And these are a bit more substantial. So, sorry about that. I have to re-measure everything and re-work out my calculations. Because at 3.5, I was thinking it was going to be a bit wide, but it was still a bit narrow. Yeah. Let me see this side. It's going to be the same.
And Valerie suggests, can you try the other side as you had two different measurements?
Yes, that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to add this other piece border to this, well, the other plain border to this end. I think it's a seam allowance problem, if anything, because it's ½ inch. I'm thinking I didn't add enough seam allowance. So to get a rough estimate, if I overlap that by 1/4 inch, yeah, still about 1/2 inch short. So it's 1/2 inch short somewhere. So that's probably a seam allowance thing. I needed to add a whole inch rather than 1/2 inch.
Joanne says, I'm sure the quilt changed size when you looked away. That sometimes
did.
happens
It
with
did.
hers.
It totally did. It totally did.
Magic.
Yeah. So yeah, so sorry to end on a bum note.
That's live television.
That is live television, but it'll get fixed. It will work out. Just a slight change of plans. That's all.
Like God says, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Exactly, it's a happy accident. I wasn't meant to have a border like that. So, yeah, I'll just follow Bob Ross's advice and we'll go with that. So that is it. That is it for today. Sorry it couldn't be more accurate. But there. So I'll show you. You see what I mean about that border, that narrow border now? It really comes to life. Whereas when you see it just like that on the edge, it just looks a bit lonesome. But yeah, we'll get there.
Judith says, kind of thing I'm doing all the time. Good to see the experts do it too.
Oh yeah, we wing it. Just winging it. So, it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. For those of you who want to chat, review, or catch us on Sewing Street. I should know the channels by now. The reason I don't is because we don't really get them. Our television reception is really bad, so we don't get them. But I think it's Freeview 72, and I have no idea about the Sky because we don't have Sky. So I'm sure somebody will be able to say what the channels are of where to find it. At 9 and 11, and of course John will be on before then. So yeah, so thanks for joining. I have a think about what we're going to do next Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next Friday. So have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.
Good night, all.